we heading, Jim?
Are we going, are we? Are we filming?
Yes.
Where are we going? Ah, fucking hell, we're going on a nightmare mission.
Don't look at the camera, look at the road.
Yeah, I got told off for that, didn't I, in one of those videos?
It's fair.
I'm allowed to drink coffee, is that illegal?
No, you're alright.
Actually, I think it is illegal.
Right.
Yeah, eating and drinking when you're driving is not allowed. Yeah, so we go. I find it really hard to talk without looking. So we go in to a bloody nightmare job that's been an ongoing issue for me for the last couple of months. Not that I've been working on it for a couple of months, but I'll be brief. Otherwise, I'll go on for ages. BMW R1200RT fuel level gauge not working. The initial fault was the fuel gauge would read 3/4 full, quarter full, you know, move around, and the onboard computer on the dashboard for the amount of miles left before it ran out of petrol used to change really randomly. They're renowned for they've got this foil type fuel level sensor, which is just a complete fucking disaster, and they went back to using a float because it was so terrible. We got a second-hand fuel level sensor for it, calibrated that. Initially it looked like it had worked, but then as the guy rode, it looked like it was leaking fuel. The fuel gauge went down so quickly, and then nothing on the fuel gauge at all, and it's never worked since. Tried taking the fuel sensor back out, drying it out like BMW say you've got to do to calibrate it. It goes through the calibration procedure with a diagnostic machine, fine, says calibration successful, still no fuel gauge. Everything else seems to check out all right. There's a diagnostic you can run on the dashboard, that passes fine. Everything talks on the network, chassis control module's got no other issues, and it's talking on the network. Don't know what's wrong with this bloody thing, so we've bitten the bullet. We've got a brand new £150 fuel level sensor for it, so we're on our way to fit that now. And if it doesn't work, I don't know what to do, basically, because there's no information available from BMW. I've got all the BMW service information. It should just work. I won't name them, but I spoke to the local BMW dealer, and I said, well, what would you do in this situation? And they said, yeah, we'd put a new dashboard on it, and if that didn't work, we'd put a new chassis control module on it. It's like, right, okay, well, that's not the answer then, is it? Because that's more than the bike's worth. So anyway, we're going to try this wherever it is, the fuel level sensor, and if that don't work, I don't know, set it on fire. That's what we're doing today, Ben. Spray the camera with fuel. So what's happening is, for those of you that don't know, this is the fuel pump here. The fuel level sensor, which is, let me show you. This is the new one, and it's basically, it hooks off a little bracket on the inside of the fuel filler neck. Let's just open it up. See this little hook here? See there? This here?
Yeah.
You getting that?
Yeah.
That hook's inside here, and then it sits inside the fuel tank like that. And the way you get at it is through the fuel pump. So take the fuel pump out, make sure there's no fuel in it, get your hand up in there and unhook the old one, and then this wire here is basically this wire here, but it plugs inside, you'll see as it comes apart, so it's in there and it's plugged in like that. So this is, yeah, that's what we're swapping, is this piece. just need to get the level down below the fuel pump, obviously, so I can get the fuel pump out without fucking spilling fuel everywhere. Yeah, before you ask,
Yeah, I was about to.
this isn't the proper tool, but it works perfectly. Get a shot of this here. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what you call a pin spanner. So it comes with all sorts of different size noggins. I keep using the noggin word. I don't know where that's come from. Yeah, there's a special BMW tool which I haven't got, but that works perfectly for it. So no sense in spending money on something I don't need. Now then, hopefully, yeah, right, so this here is the fuel pump,
Okay.
and this here, this is the wire which goes to the jobby what's it. So I've got to disconnect that, take the pump out of the way, and then I've got to get my hand in under there and unhook the sensor from the top of the where it hooks on up here.
Yeah.
Then what we'll do is connect the new sensor back into here, but just have it dangling it in atmosphere, and that's, you calibrate it without getting it wet, if you see what I mean. And then once it's done its calibration, then put it all back together.
If it's that sensitive,
Yeah.
does humidity make a difference?
I don't know, is the answer. I have no idea. Tell you what it has got though, it's got a, when you look at the wiring diagram, two of these wires, see these two wires, two of these wires are for they're a thermistor, so they're for a temperature sensor, and two are for the actual level in the tank for the gauge. What I might do is, if it works, I'm going to get this old sensor, I'm going to cut it open, because I've never looked inside one. I'm going to cut it open and have a look, see what's going on in there.
Cool.
Not much going on in there, mate, it's just fuel. I've got to get my arm in there now, like elbow deep, and get my arm in, and so I can reach up. So don't laugh, I'm going to do my best impression of a gynecologist.
It's not the first time you've stripped off for an audience, though, is it, Jim?
No, we're not going to go into that though. At least not today. Fucking hell, he says.
Looks like she's dilated to 10 centimetres, Jim.
I know I've got to get my elbow in. I'm worried I'm not going to be able to get it back out again. Hang on a minute. Fucking hell. I think I've put weight on since I last put my hand in one of these tanks. Can't. Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe it was this arm. Can he get it out? Reminds myself of what it looks like.
When was the last time you satisfied a BMW like that, Jim? I mean, you're elbow deep in it.
For fuck's sake. For God's sake, man. I need to be elbow deep, that's the problem. I know I need to get my arm all the way in. I've done it before.
Hi, Benji here. Sorry to interrupt your viewing pleasure, but that click that you just heard was Jim's radio mic running out of battery. We didn't realise for a couple of seconds, so unfortunately you're not going to get to see him remove the old sensor. The next shot that you're going to see now is him calibrating the new sensor. To be honest with you, you never miss much. He was elbow deep inside that BMW for probably longer than he ought to have been. But the old sensor came out quite easily in the end. And yeah, let's pick the action back up. Hold on to your seats.
So we can hear you again now, Jim.
Yes, sorry about that. Slight interlude. You did get a coffee out of it though, so don't moan. Now we've got to calibrate it. So I'll share the diagnostic screen with you. It's a little bit of a, what was the word, convoluted. It's a little bit convoluted. Also got to hook up a battery pack to the bike battery because the ignition's got to be on for about 5 minutes and the voltage can't drop below 12.5. I think it says. It gives you very specific instructions in the diagnostic machine as you do in the calibration, but anyway, you can follow along and see. So you plug the new sensor into there like that, and just leave it in the atmosphere like so, and then we need to plug this back in this side. Make sure it will only go one way, otherwise that won't help. Right. Insert me into there. Okay. So I will share this screen. So it's a motorcycle. It's a BMW. And it's R1200RT is what it is. It's that one. $11.03 to 6. That's definitely the one. Okay. So Benji Boo, look here. We can share this screen, can we? So you...
Yeah, I can actually.
We don't want your face reflecting in it, do we? They'll know what you look like.
Well, I can't see it anyway.
Okay, right, so... Special functions... wait a minute. Oh no! What's going on? Oh, I've been an idiot. Let's go out of there, that's not what we want. No, we don't want to do that. Go away. Talk to me, tell me. It's this one here. Special settings, right, that's more like it. Tank float calibration, plate transducer. Right. I need an ignition key. Press confirm, yes. There we go, look. Connect together with the battery. Guarantee voltage is higher than 12.5 volts. Press confirm. Right. Let's get a jump pack and a voltmeter on the battery so we know it's definitely not dropping below. Yeah. Start to fucking...
You're not going to blow it up.
You can start a planet with this. It doesn't get used because actually say that it doesn't get used. Somebody was in a car park the other day with a flat battery and I started them, but it's basically it's got this plug here and it plugs directly into the van battery. Okay, this is just probably overkill, but Is this
belt and braces?
It is belt and braces. It is belt and braces because that's why I've got the lights in here running off that battery. So we need to, it's gone back up to 12.41. Let's start the van up a minute. I'm just going to, that's the van charging it now. I'm just going to leave the van run for a couple of minutes. and then switch the van off. The lights in the back of the van have been on for half an hour, haven't they? It's just sucked the top off the van battery.
So why are you doing this again? Why do you need to hook up the power?
It says specifically in the list of instructions for the calibration that the voltage must stay above 12.5 volts. Obviously it's resistance, isn't it? It's calibrating resistance, Ohm's law. So it's basing it on, you know, on a voltage, isn't it?
Is it likely to drop below that then, is it?
Well, the bike battery isn't even, the bike battery is probably barely 12.5 volts. It says in the instructions to hook up auxiliary battery up to it. Are you filming me? You know what I was thinking?
What?
Well, shameless plug, right? Let's get my fingerprints off my screen. Nobody likes looking at a dirty phone screen, do they? Come closer, Benji, because we're definitely use me text messages. Nobody wants to see that. Where is it? You know what I'm going to show now, don't you? Oh,
Okay.
that's the van. Oh, this we're going to talk about these, aren't we? Because we've got a video from the show coming out about them,
We have.
about the battery monitoring thing. And let's see how accurate it is. Actually, I've never actually tested this. Actually, not far out, is he?
That's pretty good.
Let's turn the van off and see what happens. Ugh. It's
Now bear
yeah.
in mind we're reading one battery. Those are two different batteries basically, aren't they?
No,
Yeah, they are.
no, they're not.
Why not?
Why are they two different batteries?
Oh, because they're connected by jump leads.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I see.
Same thing, isn't it?
The jump leads that are in front of you are a giveaway to that.
Yeah, these. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But I can monitor I can basically monitor. I don't need. What I'm saying is, I don't need that voltmeter.
Yeah.
Because I could just monitor the voltage of that on my phone, which is quite cool. But anyway, it's not necessary.
There's a video coming out too about
There is. Right, diagnostic machine. Turn on the ignition and press confirm. Okay. What the fuck? What just happened? Okay. Tank float calibration. Start. Tank float calibration, plate transducer, press confirm, confirm. Instructions 1 of 3. Remove and dry the plate transducer. If necessary, use a fan, press confirm. This is what I was talking about to you earlier about it has to be dry. But it's brand new, so we know. Instruction 2 of 3. Make sure the transducer does not get hot. Oh, it's talking about drying it. Leave to cool in ambient temperature, press confirm. Okay. Connect the removed transducer to the fuel pump flange. Do not install the transducer in the tank. Press confirm. Yes. Start the calibration procedure. Press confirm only if the preliminary work described has been carried out correctly. Otherwise, press cancel. Confirm. Wait. Calibration in progress. So see there, look. Gotta wait 300 seconds. So, after calibrating the transducer, the last segment of the fuel level indicator remains unchanged, as does the residual autonomy regardless of gear, whatever the hell that means. Press confirm. This is not a case of a faulty operation, but a characteristic of the system. The fuel level indicator will begin to work properly again once the tank contains more fuel than the reserve quantity. Press confirm. Warning. The filling level of the modified tank is only displayed correctly by the instrumentation after an interval that may last up to 2 minutes. Press confirm. Done. Press confirm. Do you want to print the execute the operation. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. That's new. I don't know what it means, but it's new. So when I calibrated the last one, I didn't get those two numbers there.
Right.
Whatever the fuck that means, I don't know.
What are you thinking then, Jim?
Well, I don't know yet. Got some fuel in it, eh? Find out. I'm not confident. We'll be stopping for a pint on the way home if it works. It's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't know what it looks like inside here, but we'll do a screenshot of the BMW manual, because you've seen it, haven't you, Steve? There's a nice graphic of how it sort of fits in there. It hooks on this little bracket, and there's a little jobby in the bottom of the tank for it to just slot into. Let me get my arm in again. Taking the casualty with a
bike attached to it.
With a bike attached to my arm. Right. Feel the little...
There's so many innuendos in this shot here, Jim.
I really need to blow my nose. Ben?
No. I'm not blowing anything once you've got your arm.
Well, I've got my arm stuck in a motorbike. Oh. Tickling the back of her tonsils. Right. That is definitely 100% on there, like it should be, but now I can't get my arm out without interfering with it. There you go. Whether it'll make any difference, but I might as well put a new one on it, eh? After the last episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, I'm not being very helpful there for your shot, am I? Right. To be fair, it does feel quite a lot snugger going in with a new seal. Okay.
I mean, there's nothing obvious. There's not. Even looking at it now, you know, there's not.
No, there's not much.
Anything really obvious that you would say, oh, that's going to cause a problem. There's the odd little bit that's slightly.
Wow. Okay. Here's a top tip, Ben. Come round here, mate. See these O-rings? You got to be real careful. Dry brake couplings when you push them together to make sure they go in real straight, because you can catch the O-ring on this sharp edge of this metal piece, and it's high pressure, or it's not high pressure, it's 40 something psi, but it's enough to, doesn't take much to make them leak. Losing the light a bit, aren't we? Good job we nearly fixed it. Okay. Put some fuel in it. Cross our fingers. The annoying thing is, it's not like we're going to know immediately when we turn the ignition on either.
No.
You've got to play this waiting game to see if it works.
How long do you need to wait?
Well, it says up to 2 minutes. Oh, fucking hell, I hope it works.
What's it supposed to do?
It'll start reading how much fuel's in it, hopefully.
That doesn't have to be attached.
Fuck off. Oh, you fucking beauty!
Absolutely brilliant.
That has fucking made my day, that has.
The bars
You don't
are
mind
up
being on
the-
film, do you? You're going to be famous. It's a BMW video, mate. It'll get a lot of views, this video. There'll be thousands. The last BM video I did, which was the ABS removal one, it's got like 50,000 views or something ridiculous.
Oh, right.
Yeah, anyway, it works.
It works.
It works. Oh, we're definitely having a beer on the way home, mate. That's made my day, that has. Fucking sensor all that time, all that dicking around, thinking it's the clocks and the chassis module and the...
Yeah. I am absolutely overjoyed.
Yeah, me too, mate. Put a big fucking fat full stop on this one now, can't we?
If it wasn't for the fact that I was going to work at a dog for take an hour of the morning, I'd be
Be having
going
a beer
down
too.
the pub.
So I suppose if there's a lesson here, because I'm not sure whether we talked about it earlier on, Benji, but we got a second-hand one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which we dried out,
Yes.
and it didn't calibrate, did he?
No, wouldn't have it.
So maybe a second-hand one just isn't the way forward.
Yeah.
I mean, under
Could have just
normal
been unlucky, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think we might be.
Tight. Tight.
Final words on this one, again?
Tighty tight. Final words. I'm just relieved it's fixed, mate, to be honest. Not just for me, but for Steve as well. We've been going around the houses a bit with it. Should never have bought a second-hand sensor. Is
What
that...
was the price difference between new
Oh,
and
fucking
second-hand
hell. New one was 150 and the second-hand one from Motorworks was 45 quid, I think.
one? Oh, so it's kind of-
Significant.
it felt
Yeah,
significant
yeah,
enough that
yeah.
it was worth doing.
But yeah, there's the lesson. I'm not sure. I mean, it might just have been a duff one and maybe a second-hand one dried out properly will calibrate, but speak as you find, innit? If I ever do another one, I'll say just get a new sensor. You know, because from my point of view, I'm having to charge people to do it, aren't I? I don't want to be coming backwards and forwards, and I want one visit and I want it fixed. Luckily, Steve knows him. He's been working for him for 15 years or something, so he knows I'm not taking the piss. Anyway, there you are. Beautiful. You're gonna have to push me backwards. Yeah, because I'm not. No, I mean over this bump. Oh no, I got it. He was so happy. We got a crisp one. You can get a beer on the way home now. That's your wages, Ben. Happy days.
So how many times have you been out to this bike? When did it all start?
Well, it started, and we haven't been trying to fix it very long, like in terms of hours, but he first had the conversation about it giving erroneous readings probably towards the end of last year, like September, October last year. And then we decided that we'd get a second-hand sensor for it, and that's when it all started going wrong. So I've been out, this is probably because I had to come out, take the old sensor, yeah, this is probably like the 4th visit, I would think. Anyway, it's done now.
Another satisfied customer
Well, I don't know about that, but I think he is.
and a satisfied bike by the looks of it.
Yeah. No, it's good. I hate having jobs hanging over you. Do you know what I mean? You just want it. It's nice to put a full stop on something and get it. I like jobs that you can get in and out in one day. Customer's happy, bike goes away, you get the money. You know, it's nice and simple and straightforward. not always the way, but when you've got jobs like that hanging around, I've got a GSX-R 750 that's doing the same thing to me, which I don't know whether I'll ever get to fix that, but it's got an immobiliser problem, something with the aerial around the ignition switch. That's another very long story. If I ever go out to try and do some more to that, you must come with me. And yeah, that is a long story.
Okay.
Are we good?
Back to the studio.
Back to the studio. Back to the pub.